Hey everybody, it's the Last Robocar here, and it's time for more of Fate Samurai Remnant Can Command Championship. Got it right this time, and we're going to be playing as Chiemon and Lancer, the edgy and gloomy team. And joining me, as always, is Cool Guy.
I would get black coffee to go with the black souls on display, but you know I don't drink.
I feel like Chiemon probably wouldn't drink coffee either. Like, he still seems like a part of himself wants chalky milk. And I know Gene would get him chalky milk
hurting.
if he asked.
Spoilers: all parts of him are hurting all the time.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he wouldn't even need to ask. Like Gene is just like chalky milk, and he'd just be like, "I didn't ask for this," and then like immediately start drinking it.
Yeah, she'd just be like, "I know you didn't, but I knew."
Yeah, she's just like that. She's a good lady, that Jean Alta. So let's go. Let's see what Boss is going to do to drive this poor harmed man insane. Let's get stuck straight in.
Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. We're so glad you could attend. Come inside, come inside. Oh, right.
Yeah, I can't imagine Chiemon saying, "Come inside, come inside."
He's just like, "You annoy me, go away! You piss me off!"
しまいかそれでそのご大層な宣言とやらは
I'd say I called it, but it's a little bit like calling the sun will rise tomorrow.
Like you can tell as Gil talks to Chiemon, in his head he's going, "Oh, I'm gonna have so much fun with this guy."
サジにこだわるものよこの俺に死を抹殺に至るまで根節丁寧に説明させるつもりか
This is one of the few times it feels like foregoing the explanation is in character, just because. Yeah, that's exactly what Chiemon would say. Just like, oh my god, I don't care.
Yeah, I'm not in for this. Just let me get on with the job. I can't stand to be around this bright, shiny gold man at all today. I love his little like face where he just kind of looks like he's slipping into like horrible depression.
Some people think Chiemon broods.
笑わせるな危険だと自ら願いを叶える気を手放して他の奴らに奪われるなどアホの極み
Yeah, that's reasonable logic.
願望気はこの手で奪う
I'm looking forward to seeing exactly how he handles the fact that it's damaged, basically.
He has so much in common with it.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that comment. He just starts to feel a little bit of kinship with the wish granter.
It's because it's damaged.
第一の試合を開始するなんだって浅草なんぞで
Your stomping grounds. Also bosses.
He's just so pouty.
に着いたようだないいご身分だな俺たちを走らせておいて自分は高みの見物か当然であろう座して命を告げるが王の務めよ
Why won't anybody I insult get pissed off?
では改めてこれより第一の試合を始める
Boss, at least, I feel like will never get pissed off because he scouted who Chiemon was from the beginning and will absolutely refuse to give him the satisfaction.
We'll just endlessly fuck with him. Yeah. It's kind of funny because like you see how he talks to like Iori. He's like, I am the king. Prostrate before me, etc., etc. He puts on the big glove, and then with Chiemon, he's just like, yeah, I'm in charge. Eat shit. What are you gonna do about it? Do you want the wish granter or not? And of course, Chiemon, who normally would just threaten his way through a situation, is keeping it to being snide, so I'm guessing Sean has explained to him what the concept of a ruler is.
is one of the few ways of explaining why he isn't a bigger pouty baby about this.
Yeah, or you know, basically trying to enact violence on everyone else around him, so he's the last one standing.
Yeah, she just basically goes, "Look, Chiemon, I know you wanna just burn this guy to the ground. Spoilers, you can't. Just keep your eyes on the prize and just try not to be the biggest spoily baby ever." And Chiemon's just like, "Okay, I guess if you're into that sort of thing."
Chiemon's like, "Look, I won't burn anything down, but I am still going to be the big poutiest baby." And Gil's just like, "I wouldn't have it any other way."
3000たる輝きを前に腰を抜かしてくれるなよ。
くだらねえ。
承知しました。あなたの像ですね。
では解くゆけ。
I do love the duality that they get to show in this particular situation, where Chiemon just continues being a goddamn albatross everywhere, and Jean is like, "Look, just follow my lead, okay?"
どうしますか、マスター。
どの道他に手がかりもない。行くぞ、乱世。
It is kind of an interesting way, Sean sort of, when they're doing things like that, she'll mention like what the options are, but then we'll always go back to, well, what do you think, Master? Like, she doesn't say, it's my opinion we should do these. She says, well, here's what I know. What do you think we should do?
She does it in a relatively leading way, simply because, like Chiemon just said. She's like, well, here's what I know. This is what we could we could potentially do. Do you have another idea? Knowing full damn well this guy is too busy pouting to come up with any ideas. That's a reasonable question.
Yeah.
What's your deal?
It is worth noting that, as I've said previously, there are no animals around here. The Chiemon does not get to pet any cats and dogs. They have already left. They know.
They know that this guy is not going to give them anything but annoyance. Sheesh.
I like that attack. I like the statue club too. Look at it. And I just that statue.
Kind of feels like the Oni sort of decided in the last second to swing at Chiemon instead of Jean, potentially because he knew that was gonna happen.
Rolling through.
There we go.
She's the AOE and DOT character, so it's always good to have Lancer going.
Definitely don't need to worry about any of the trash mobs. They will just sort of die effortlessly.
おそらくどこかを目指しているものかと。
また外れの怪異じゃなけりゃいいがね。
The statue has grown legs and run off.
In what universe do monsters not move, dude?
I suppose it's dependent on what you might think by that, because if it's the monsters are moving, you'd probably hear screaming going in certain directions. I'm surprised they don't give you a button for just like immolating people who say shit like that to Chiemon. Just be like, hey, Jacon.
Honestly, I think Cowardly Man probably just didn't have a single rusted coin to give.
Yeah.
I do appreciate that, like, everybody more or less just assumes that that Chiemon's there to rob them, because they're just picking up what he's putting down.
Which is funny, because I don't think he ever actually really does anything except a little bit of arson and kidnapping, you know? Accusing him of petty thievery, that's a little bit much, I think.
Look, he has a very specific goal in mind when he commits crimes.
Yeah. He's no Moriarty, but you know.
I do appreciate that. Like, I don't know if we've heard this particular remix of the battle theme yet, but they definitely made it more metal and edgy for Chiemon and Lancer.
Yeah, I don't remember a place when they usually fight, but I do quite like it.
Oh, it sounds great. You know, the variations that they have in themes are really well done.
That's can be pretty much be said of like most of like Fate stuff.
That's you. That's how dumb you sound, dude.
Here's Ikichi. I remember Ikichi. He stole the FGO currency early on in the Let's Play.
うるせえよ。ヤシマ突っ込んでろ。
To be fair, I'd be incredibly intimidated if a guy who looked like Chiemon just looked at me and said, "Go away." I'd be like, "Yes, sir. Goodbye." Saluting the entire
it's
way.
Literally his job to protect this kid. He clears out. He's just a punk.
I mean, you consider the age we're in at the moment. It certainly wasn't their job. If it was their job, very few people actually fulfilled it.
Yeah.
Most stories of this era that I've ever seen or read about, the guard usually comes up, kicks the kid in the head for starting trouble, and then, like, you know, walks off and kills somebody's mother.
You're not wrong.
Pretty sure that's how the Yakuza game in set in like a century or two's time does it as well. It gets worse.
Okay, now I'm okay with the guard running. Yeah, there we go.
Didn't take Ichi with him though.
Alright, yeah, that's just a punk move. Like, look, just grab the kid, just grab his arm and run. Alright, like it's not that terribly difficult. But you know that thing is also huge.
Yeah, I actually looked it up a little, and it turns out that this thing has actually got a sprite also in Fate Grand Order. Typically only uses one axe, but it's basically sort of the catch-all Oni sprite. So that's kind of cool.
Dude, I love this guy is having so much fun just bouncing on his ass everywhere.
Hopping.
Wee splat, wee splat.
When in doubt, jump and do an AoE. It works every time.
You can absolutely magically repost that if you can manage to not get smashed by it. There you go. Oh yeah, he's not getting the second phase. Wasn't really clear on how much health he actually had until you started hitting it. And then it's like, oh yeah, the dude has like 2 hit points.
待ってくれ。お前に構っている暇は。
あの子、英吉の行き先を知りたいんだろ。
Dude!
心当たりがあるんだ。化け物から助けてくれた例だ。特別に教えて。
Oh my god. Alright, well, shows what I know.
Chiemon's on the clock. He ain't fucking around. He gotta win this treasure hunt.
Also, just friggin' this guard, man.
Do you have newfound respect for Sukanoshin? No.
Yeah, I mean, insofar as he actually takes his job seriously.
When the giant monster attacked, he stood between one of the prostitutes and certain death until Iori turned up and then left because he didn't want to get in the way. With the woman, by the way.
Yeah, no, he actually took the civilian to safety. Like, I don't understand why this is hard.
Yeah, because Sukanoshin is a good guy. Horny as fuck,
that
but he's a really good guy.
Like, fled without the civilian and then returned to sell the civilian out to the scary, probably bandit.
Yeah, well, that kid should have paid him. In gold statue.
Yeah. I do appreciate the idea that the guard is basically from Goodfellas. Your business bad? Fuck you, pay me. Oh, you had a fire? Fuck you, pay me. Oh, your place got struck by lightning, huh? Fuck you, pay me.
若旦那より
It is worth noting though that Chiemon doesn't actually really want to hurt a child at all. Like when the kid goes, I don't want to hand this over, he's just like, well, I'm out of ideas. He's just like, well, threatening him didn't work. Oh well.
てっきりぶんどっちまうもんだとばか
I thought for sure you were trying. I can't imagine what gave you that impression, bro.
ちゃんと若旦那に渡しとけよな姉ちゃん
ありがとうございます
But of course, who else would be better at dealing with children than Jean the
い
Saint?
いってことよ気にすんなってな
What? Actually listening and talking to a kid like they're worth they're worth 2 seconds of your time? Can't fucking imagine it. Just absolute deep mysteries of child psychology here.
私たちの
She also doesn't look like she woke up in like a pile of corpses, rolled out of it, and got up. Like somebody does.
Or at least if she, yeah, or at least if she has been there, she bothered to take a bath at some point.
Like Chiemon really just does look like he's a zombie. Like, let's be honest here. He's basically
Also,
like,
he doesn't care that he's a zombie.
he's like one step from becoming an Oni.
その像は一足遅かったか。
なんだ
It's a little bit of a whiplash to go from the two broiest bros that ever broed to the odd couple here.
敗者は敗者
They do work very well though. I like Chiemon and Lanza. I think they're a great combination.
The Odd Couple was an incredibly successful and long-running sitcom in the United States. Like calling them that is the most grudging backhanded compliment that I can give them, but it is still a compliment.
見苦しい
Chiemon's just like, oh, finally, I can gloat. She's just like, don't
Just
gloat.
stop.
She can feel it coming.
俺たちが語るべきことは何もないか。
This is like you are tempting fate, Samurai Remnant, right here, Chiemon.
と謝られるよりはマシだ。
And then Jenks again refuses to get pissed on. He's so mad. Why won't anybody I taunt get pissed off?
てめえは
Again, I fucking love Chiemon's voice actor.
勝敗は覆らぬと。確かに貴様はそう言ったな、チエモン。
He probably, I think we've discussed in the past, Boss always intended to do this, but in this particular case, he's really going to take his time twisting the knife because he knows it's going to piss off Chiemon.
Oh, absolutely.
最低者よ。それはつまり。
俺は今ここに規則の変更を宣言する。
Dear.
我が宝を欲する者
Sean's just like,
それにふさわしい
I knew he needed
She's
to
so
shut up.
tired. She's so tired of being right all the time.
I almost feel like you could take that and just add more bags under her eyes and it would be like extremely accurate.
つまり第一の試合の
This game gets gets like modding support or whatever, and that's just the first mod that comes out. Puts incredibly heavy bags under Jean's eyes. Everybody downloads it. 5 out of 5 stars.
ふざけんじゃねえ何を勝手に
こうなっては仕方ありません今は戦いましょうマスター
クソが
See, if I was Chiemon at that point, I'd say, alright, and I choose as our battlefield and just point to, like, Boss's store. I don't care if we're fighting in, like, a 4x4. Like, it's gonna be the most devastating battle that Wholesale has ever fucking seen.
That would
existence.
definitely be the way to finally get a one-up on him, rather than just bitching all the time.
侮りましたね
Boss just going, no!
Oh, good hit.
送ってみればわかるんだ。俺をほくれたならばの話だな。
At the very least,
ここに
you could say that Lance is good for, you know, dealing with, like, more than one person at the same time. Although,
At least until one of them splits up and starts hitting you in the back.
yeah, that's a Shoyu special.
Yeah. I'm not even mad. That's so Shoyu.
希望はなく
Luckily for me, the noble phantasm always just drops everyone directly in front of you, so it never misses. That's Iori's house on fire again. Iori just coming and going, no!
At this point, it's just sort of like that house on the house the Aqua Teens had. It canonically just gets blown up a bunch, but it magically reforms itself all the damn time.
The more things change, the more they stay exactly the same for the next episode. It's like something The Simpsons like straight up lampshaded, where they had like an episode where something like extremely important happened, and one of the characters just goes, "No, this will be back to how it was last week." Like that's just how they ended the episode. Always like like something I'll always remember because it was just such a perfect lampshading of the entire thing. It was just like, yeah, no. All lessons
Nothing ever truly matters in these shows.
Unless they want to run a sequel of a storyline, in which case it suddenly becomes relevant again.
Honestly, like the biggest thing that those like episodic sitcoms have that matters is when something happens around it. Like, genuinely, the biggest news that has happened in Family Guy in the last like 10 years was when somebody recently dug up the quote describing H.P. Lovecraft's voice as high and nasally with a distinct Rhode Island accent, and everybody was like, "Oh, so canonically, Peter Griffin sounds like H.P. Lovecraft." That's just it. Like Peter Griffin sounds like H.P. Lovecraft. That completely changes a lot of what you see on Family Guy. It's just like probably. I don't know if you call it the good ending or the bad ending for H.P. Lovecraft. Probably the bad ending, because just for all of his massive manifest flaws, Lovecraft actually managed to write some really cool stuff. Peter Griffin is just a fucking loser.
Yeah, the Fate franchise very much has a great amount of Lovecraftian elements within it. One servant I want but can never seem to actually get whenever she comes onto rotation, and I say she, is Van Gogh. God, like, and I'm really upset about it too, because Van Gogh is like, the entire thing is like, it's themed on the story of the colors from outer space, right? You know, where basically the story about the farmstead, where the thing like ends up landing on the farmland and basically corrupts everything and just makes all the animals sick and everything like that. And so they kind of got the whatever sort of outer god responsible for that to be kind of like the foreigner patron for Van Gogh. And as the story goes, whenever they tried to just create a heroic spirit to suffuse with their energy in the artist Van Gogh, the first thing what Van Gogh would do the moment he was manifested was blow his own brains out. So they had to like basically take sort of the framework of Van Gogh and put it onto another thing, sort of the way they would make phantoms, like a phantom spirit into an actual servant, actual proper spirit origin, which they tend to do sometimes. Like, characters who are closer to fiction than they are to real will usually be blended with something else, and that's enough to solidify them. So they took the nymph, I think her name is pronounced Clytie, Clytie, from the story of like, she was a water nymph who was in love with Apollo, and Apollo showed her affection, but then fell for somebody else. So the nymph,
Apollo do.
Yeah, so the nymph drowned basically tricked and killed the woman, hoping that Apollo would pay attention to her again. Apollo just moved on to somebody else.
Yeah, as Apollo do.
And so she just kind of, basically just like turned herself into a tree in sadness. And so like Van Gogh is like the fake granddaughter Van Gogh is like mostly that water nymph. Like a fair bit of Van Gogh in there, and then like the colors from outer space mixed in there as well. And
I can see that.
But it's so funny because like that the more you learn about Van Gogh, the funnier it gets, because like like there isn't a better character that they couldn't have like merged him with to do it. And I'll hold that thought for a second because his character.
Also, like since we're on, there was one other thing. I am like my heart melted a little bit to see Jean remember to say, hey, by the way, Akishi found this, and Boss is like, yeah, cool, I got it. I'll get him some candy.
And Chiemon's like, oh, whatever. Like y'all do your thing. I just want to go back now.
I never want to see it again. Well, screw you. You abandoned her, man. At least that's the way she sees it.
Yeah, I worry that poor Chiemon had a piglet incident.
I wish.
But there's like an entire like Van Gogh like interlude where Van Gogh like goes into the simulation and ends up causing like a whole bunch of shenanigans because it's set like, sort of like in his own like home region and things like that. And so everyone sort of goes to track him down, and they're sort of like following from a distance just to see what he's up to. And they and like he's out, like she's out at night, and she just goes up to this woman and goes, "Hey, would you like me to just pay you some money and we can go for a perfectly normal walk off together?" And everyone else is like, "No, Van Gogh, stop that immediately."
That sounds terrifying.
He loves his prostitutes, that Van Gogh. Also, they had an event recently. Apparently, I never knew this, but apparently Van Gogh had a dalliance with mining.
Like strike the earth mining?
Yes. Like he spent some time. Like I know he spent some time.
Excuse my ass.
He spent some time as like a missionary and got like fired from the job because he made the rest of everybody else look bad because he thought, oh, what if I do this? Like, and gave his like the home they'd given to him to a homeless person and went to like sleep in a stable, and they were like, you're making the rest of us look bad. Get out. But apparently he spent some time mining and apparently like really enjoyed it. And so they did like an entire event recently that was like a tongue-in-cheek Minecraft joke, but it was like the star of the show was Van Gogh as in like mining gear.
Just this weird remix of Diggy Diggy Hole starts playing in the background.
It's just like, Van Gogh, please come to my Chaldea. You're like, I'm your biggest fan. You stupid, awkward weirdo.
I am your audience.
She tells like the worst puns too. It's like literally me, and calls them Van Goghs.
Van Gogh. Oh my god, that's terrible. I love it. I'm a little surprised to see Chiemon getting into it enough to pose, but you know what? Like, that's the most I've liked him all episode, so I'm not gonna mess with him.
He's still a very sad child at heart, I think. So I can totally understand that he decided to do like the pose. I can also see that he didn't tell Jean.
Hell no.
Also, oh no.
Well,
I appreciate Samson also got into doing the pose again.
I definitely like Samson's here to show off for Dayu is at least partially. So you know, I like that makes sense to me.
It just gets more unfair. She was just like, what the fuck is this bullshit?
That's on whether or not Boss manipulated the first round even harder than usual when he had an inkling that Chiemon was gonna win.
He just like rings it to Musashi and Samson are next.
Yeah,
that would be hilarious. Or he gave them a bye, maybe, because if you think about it, if we pair everybody off, like it kind of gets a bit weird from there, doesn't it? Like it doesn't exactly link up too well.
Yeah, like I think the brackets might be uneven.
So what I think might be is that like he might have like perhaps taken like one pair and sort of just moved them up as to like the next fight in the brackets from like both sides.
Yeah, that would make sense, I guess. Like I need to I need to go back and check on whether or not Who's His Ass and Caster are technically considered part of this for the continuities where you're playing somebody else, right?
No, they are not taking part at all, and it's also mentioned at the beginning of this one that they chose not to take part. I have gone through and checked with like a lot of the other dialogue with a lot of the characters. I actually went back and checked. I don't know if I mentioned this. I went back and checked the Ryder and Yusha Setsu thing as well, and they were like, nah. When you do that choice where you like you have to choose it, like you can say, I will help you sort out the bad merchant, or I want to think about it. Well, I want to think about it just basically just leads to a but thou must.
Oh,
yeah, I'm gonna lose a lot of health.
Oh shit! Musashi actually coming in with a really good flank.
Yeah, these two are not playing, and I'm in danger.
They made a whole bunch of jokes that was just like, oh, we're two berserkers, so we can't have teamwork. And it's just like, no, I think you're
Problems.
Doing just fine on the teamwork end.
I think Chiemon just got vaporized. I think he's dead. I think my master is dead. No, he's okay.
He fucking deserves it if he is. But still, though, like, stunned just long enough for Musashi to start firing her laser. Holy crap.
This pair always keep pulling off like these amazing set pieces. Like when against like Zheng and Zhou, they both like put their shells back on simultaneously. Like that was cool as fuck.
Louise.
And then they did it again. They need to stop it. They need to stop being so cool.
Yeah, I feel bad when we win, just because it feels like they're putting on the better show.
Oh, it's fucking Chiemon just can't stop talking shit.
Okay, well at least you were out of range of Musashi, so you didn't have another heart stopper. All right. Whew, that's better.
I love it when Musashi goes to do her special attacks there though, because she just puts her hands to her side. It's like the most intimidating fucking thing that can ever happen. Is she just stands you face on and her hands just go like relaxed, and you're like, oh, I'm dead.
Particularly you're sitting there waiting. You're just like, no, please don't do it.
I ain't fucking going in while she's blocking like that.
Homegirl might end up parrying you.
Stop blocking.
That's why you had to pull out a special move. Chiemon said something about how you have to beat berserkers into submission. All I'm saying is that he's super lucky that boss is here as an arbiter this time, simply because we saw how well that works out for with Samson specifically when Iori had the first showdown. It's like, yeah, okay, maybe you can make Samson take a knee for a minute, and then he just gets madder.
Yeah. She just is so exasperated with how like he just keeps shit talking when he wins.
Up,
and she's like, yeah, and she must be telling him to like, hey, come on, like, can you stop that?
Well, at least somebody finally got pissed off.
I imagine Jean can deliver quite a lecture.
The cutest pout.
Oh dear. Masashi's facial expressions are just the best. Well,
So,
I mean,
like,
Sabers
somebody
are the best,
made
but it's
that
like,
their baby.
yeah.
Oh yeah! Thumbs up!
Yeah, for all the thumbs up Samson fans out there.
これにて第2の試合は終了。貴様らは残らず観覧席へ戻れ。
Okay, I love you, bye bye.
思い過ごしならば良いのですが。
It won't.
Yeah, we could hear someone laughing from the stands before.
まったく余計な手間をかけさせよってこうなっては
Yay, winner. Yeah, so that's gonna be it for today's episode. A little bit of talking left to do. I forget to talk to Xing and Zhou, but we'll just have to live with that.
すごいじゃないか。
So funny that she just got fixated on Chiemon of all people.
おお。
Then again, you take one look at him and you're like, I have to like give this guy like a decent meal because I think he's about to fucking die. Like he's definitely like you say, he looks like a zombie. He looks like he's being just carried on entirely by nothing but malice.
Your dog, your zombie needs to eat a hamburger.
チエモン殿。
I do like the idea that
私の言葉がいるかはわからないけどさ。
Kirke fixates on him to also just make him lighten the fuck up. You're talking about how he's so afraid of the Chiemon. It's like oh, were you not an edgy boy for 45 seconds, and was Jean just like tossing you around, and it was adorable, and you couldn't bear to be adorable, jackass.
Yes, but you know, if you can't handle Kirke, if you can't handle Gil, it's gonna be very interesting to see how Chiemon handles Bukidoji.
Yeah, like I get the feeling that even he's going to realize that is not a good idea to antagonize the god. But I suppose we'll see.
Yeah, who knows? He definitely has a very complicated relationship with his god. We'll see how he goes when he faces an unrelated one. So yeah, until then, I've been the Last Robokai.
And I have been Cool Guy.
And we'll see you next time for some more Fate Samurai Remnant Kane Command Championship, when Chiemon and Lancer take on their final folks. You probably can guess who it's going to be already. And then they have to take on Ibuki Doji, so see you all next time.